everyone, and welcome to My Collecting Journey, the series where I talk about my journey in collecting things. And today we are talking about something very, very special, but before I get onto that, I want to address the obvious thing, which is the change in camera setup. Now, with these videos, or pretty much any video on this channel, you're used to me sitting in front of my Blu-ray shelf talking about things. But for this series, I thought it'd be a nice change of pace, considering that I now have this open blank area. I thought it'd be a nice change of pace to do it in a almost unboxing style. The way I talk about the films and the Blu-rays will stay the same as it has done in this series, but from now on I thought it would be interesting to, film it in a different way that's a lot more visually appealing than just seeing my face for the entirety of the video, and you don't really get to see a proper close-up of the Blu-rays that I'm talking about, or the thing that I'm talking about. So I thought this would be an interesting way to showcase the Blu-rays that I want to talk about in this series. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you like this new camera setup. It's a bit of an experiment, so I don't know if it is going to work or not, but it should do. It should do. I don't see why it won't. And I also apologise if the audio is a little bit different, because due to this setup being wildly different to how I usually film, the audio is going to be slightly different as well. So I apologise if it turns out bad, but hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't. So today, we are talking about a box set that I've really, to me, in my opinion, is one of the most special things that I own in my Blu-ray collection. And I'm, of course, talking about the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection on Blu-ray. Now, if you are someone that's looking to get into Alfred Hitchcock's work, this is definitely probably the best box set you can get for starting his filmography. However, that being said, there is one minor issue that I do have with the box set, but I will get onto that at a later point. But let's first of all talk about the box set and the films that are included on it. Now, I've owned this for a couple of years now, and I have loved it ever since, just from the way it's packaged and the overall presentation of it all, and the movies included in it. This is just a fantastic box set, in my opinion. You get a lot of stuff. That's a bit of an understatement, really. You do get a lot of things and a lot of special features for each of the movies on here. And as far as I remember, yeah, there are 14 movies featured in this box set, as it says here. And yeah, let's go through each of the movies quickly. We have got Saboteur, Shadow of a Doubt, Rope, The Trouble with Harry, Marnie, Frenzy, Family Plot, Rear Window, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Vertigo, The Birds, Torn Curtain, Topaz, and obviously Psycho, because what kind of Alfred Hitchcock box set would this be if it did not have Psycho in it? Now, you're probably looking at the box set and wondering, this is a really nice and simple packaging. But the box set gets even better when you open it up and have a look on the inside. You get pretty much this massive digibook or digipack or whatever they're called. You get a massive version of them which has multiple pages, and each double page spread is dedicated to one of the films in the box set, which I think is a genius way of doing it, because you can get this box set on DVD as well, but it doesn't look anything like this. Instead, what it does is the DVD version simply has thin DVD cases for each of the movies and is nowhere near as elaborate as the packaging in this box set. Which is why I think if you're looking to get into Alfred Hitchcock's filmography and want to do it with a bit of style and see the best quality versions of those films out there, then I feel like this box set is the best version of those films that you can get. I mean, and if we just open it up, just look at that presentation. That is absolutely stunning, and it is the main reason I have loved this box set ever since I bought it. So yeah, if we go through the pages, we have Shadow of a Doubt, Rope, Rear Window, and just look at the amount. Oh my god, I could I could spend a whole video just gushing about how lovely the presentation in this box set is. But if you're a fan of filmmaking or Alfred Hitchcock in general, or like I said, if you're someone that's looking to get into Alfred Hitchcock's filmography, then this is probably the best place you can go for that. Yeah, in terms of presentation, it's pretty much spot on. You have the man himself right there with a quote from his. And yeah, in terms of presentation, this is an 11 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10 without a doubt. It's not a perfect box set though. The movies that are included in this box set are brilliant, and the way the quality of the video and audio for each of the films is spot on. I haven't watched all of the movies on the box set yet, but the ones that I have seen, the quality of the audio and video quality, as well as the special features, are brilliant on the ones that I have seen. And also, out of the movies that I have seen so far in this box set, I would say my favourite is probably... I would say it's either Rear Window or Psycho. Those two are absolute classics and are pretty much masterpieces. I also think Rope is very good as well and kind of gets rather overlooked, especially considering the gimmick that is on display in that movie. I feel like it doesn't get a lot of recognition in the long run, but it is a very good movie. Although, like I said at the start, this is not... There is an issue that I have with this box set. And if you've seen any of my previous Blu-ray collection videos, then you might already know what that issue is, and that is the fact that this box set doesn't actually have every single Alfred Hitchcock movie in it. Now, I know that is a very, bold thing to do, and if it's a box set showcasing Alfred Hitchcock's work, you'd expect almost all of his iconic movies to be in there, or they would at least try and get all of his films into one box set. But there are some quite notable exclusions from this box set. For example, some of the more notable movies that are not featured in this box set include North by Northwest, Foreign Correspondent, Dial M for Murder, Strangers on a Train, and the remake of The Man Who Knew Too Much, because, fun fact, Alfred Hitchcock actually remade his own movie, because the version in this box set, I'm pretty sure, is the original The Man Who Knew Too Much, and then a few years down the line he decided to remake it. So yeah, that is my one only minor issue with this box set, is that there are some really notable omissions from this box set, including, North by Northwest and Dial M for Murder. There are a reason for some of them not being on here. For example, Dial M for Murder, North by Northwest, and Strangers on a Train were made under a different company. They were made under Warner Brothers, whereas all of these movies were made under Universal. Hence why those three movies come in their own separate box set, which is a pain in the arse for someone who is an avid collector and is very particular about these sorts of things, like myself. But you just kind of have to deal with it in that sense. But in terms of movies like Foreign Correspondent and the remake of The Man Who Knew Too Much, I don't quite know why they're not in here. The other three have a valid reason, but those two films, I genuinely don't know why they're not in this box set. I understand that they are in the Criterion Collection. If you live in the US, they're available in the Criterion Collection anyway. But again, if you're someone that lives in the UK, you cannot watch those movies, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, apart from that minor issue, which might be a minor or major issue depending on your preferences, this box set is still a really solid one, and you are getting 14 classic Alfred Hitchcock movies all in one box set in a really nicely presented way. I suppose I could have also appreciated maybe some more supplements to go alongside this lovely presentation, because the way it's presented, you would expect there to be a lot more different things in the actual box itself, like maybe a few leaflets here and there, or a poster or something like that you'd expect to get in a Criterion release or even in a HMV Premium Collection release. But when you look at it like this, it is pretty bare bones. You just have the book full of the Blu-rays and this empty box that book comes in. So in that sense, it is pretty bare bones, but the presentation alone, I think, makes up for it, especially when you open up this book and see the amount of effort and time that has gone into the presentation of this box set. So guys, that was me talking about the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection on Blu-ray. If you guys own this box set or want to know more about it, then let me know in the comments below on your opinion on the box set and the whole thing about the movies that didn't make the final cut, so to speak. But yes, if you enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye!